What is going on, everybody? Welcome to NMIGT Entertainment, and I am Joel. Back to the normal intro, but hey, no cars in the garage. What does that mean? That means we're doing a video on the cars. Duh. Anyway, go ahead and watch the intro, and we'll catch you in a second. Alright everyone, so what the video is going to consist of today is the comparison between my 2024 Mustang GT Performance Pack named Wasp and my 2026 Mustang GT FX Performance Pack named Neptune. We're going to go over some of the difference, not like the 5 things or anything like that, but some of the things that actually Ford changed within those 2 years that aren't in Neptune that are in Wasp. Some of it's kind of stupid, some of it I can understand, but nevertheless we're going to go over some of the differences. And I wanted to get this video out because Neptune's going to start taking an overhaul. Got the wheels inside, got the lights, the fog lights, the jacking rails, the lowering springs, the intakes. I got a bunch of stuff in the house already. So before I start making the drastic changes and getting stuff done, I just want to kind of make a comparison of what it is factory compared to what mine came as factory. Now I can't do horsepower and I can't do this, that, and the other because, you know, Wasp is in its own little right, a little menace in our own right. So let's get to the video. All right, just by staring here at the rear, we can already see one difference that the FX package brings that the normal performance package does not. Any guesses? You want to be out there with it? The Euro lighting, or the Euro style lighting, the Ford factory Ford Euro lighting. How about that? So yes, with the new package, the FX package, you get Euro style lighting. I don't know if they're calling them Euro styles, but they're part of the FX package. You get the clear tail lights. They do red and then pink. They don't do turning in yellow. So, you know, that is one of the differences of it. Okay, so also here in the rear, you notice the white and black badging. That is to the FX, not the color. So you could have got this color magenta, orange, whatever color you wanted to that they allow you to have in the FX package, and you will still get the white badging all the way around the car. And if you got the performance pack, you get those wheels, and if not, you get the 5 stars that are white. You don't have the performance wing, etc. This is also an active exhaust car. Now, what I have always, even with mine, have complained about with the active exhaust, it should have been an option that you could have black tips on it, because the exhaust itself sounds fine. If you're not planning on doing full exhaust or even messing with the exhaust for a little while, the black tips would have probably helped out a little better, even with this package. Just imagine those in black with the black valence. I think it would look better. Of course, I have the full exhaust on my car with the Corsas, and as you can see, I personally like the black better. I'm not so much with the stainless steel or aluminum or, you know, polished chrome in the rear, which I did have on Electra, but you know, that was just kind of the way that that car was set up with that blue. It's kind of a nice picture. So another thing that I wish the Mustangs brought, which I've always said, I even said it when I got Wasp, that the fog lights. I don't know why they didn't put fog lights in there. I mean, look at the two. Got that one with, that one without. Now that doesn't matter with the packages, that neither one of them came with it. But my personal opinion, I think Ford should have put the fog lights in the car. like I said, it just gives it more of a finished look. And most Mustangs in all the years had fog lights. So even Brandon's car, they're not as pronounced there, but they're in the actual bezel down in here. The fog lights were in the driving lights, they're in the little corner light. So like I said, they had some sort of fog lights. Even my Exploder has the fog lights. These are fog lights right here. So, you know, why didn't they do it? Why haven't they done it? Why did they take it away? I don't know. Like I said, it's not that much of a difference, and obviously the aftermarket did it, and it looks pretty decent. And you have the inlet still for air removal. You could tie, you know, you got the duct brakes in here. So it is pretty good the way it looks, and I do have a set for this car. Again, that's why I'm doing this video, because some changes are coming. Now, one of the things I still don't know why it has white wheels, and most people will probably switch these out. You might have a handful of people that really like them, but I don't know, maybe if they had a different style, a 5-spoke, a 10-spoke, maybe something a little different. These look like rally wheels, you know, that go on Subarus and stuff like that. That's what I imagine, you know, and that's just my opinion. I mean, everybody has theirs, but like I said, when you put a wheel like this on it, which I have the RTRs inside, I will show you that before the end of the video of what's going on here, but it gives it more of an aggressive look. And again, I mentioned in my other videos, this has the Brembo package, right? It has the drift brake, it has all the goodies to it, but you can't see it because of the way that this wheel is. It looks like a hubcap in front of your tires, you know, in front of the brakes themselves, where this right here, you know, you could openly see the brakes in there and everything else. So like I said, that's one of those things where I still don't understand it, but you know, I can understand the color and some of the accents and stuff like that, but I really don't understand the wheel. All right, so on the interior, you know, unless you have a dark horse, you have the chrome interior. I wish they would have gave you an option with the black like they do in FX. I'll show you the difference in a minute. But really, what really is weird, they took away the sills, so you don't have lit seals on there. And I think that's what any package, they don't offer them anymore. You do not have the wireless charging in the middle in the FX. They took that away. And granted, it's okay for me because it doesn't work that great. None of the chargers that come in the Ford cars have really worked out in my favor. I don't know if it's the magna cases or whatever causes an issue with it, but even in the Exploder, it has it on the front, but I can't fit my phone in there because it's too big. So if you have a Pro Max or something like that, it's not going to work if you have a big case on it. So nevertheless, that isn't in there, and then the sills aren't in there. And one of the other weirder things is the garage door opener. There's not a garage door opener in any of the 26 Fords, well, the Mustangs, and I heard that they're taking them out of all of them. I don't understand why that's a big deal, because I went to go program the garage door opener that is non-existent in here, reached up and was like, oh, there isn't one. I don't know the reasoning behind that yet. I don't think it would cost that much more to put that in there, but you know, they do the things that they do for whatever reason that they do it, right? So yes, there is no garage door opener, there is no wireless charging, and there is no sills. So let me go show you that in the other car. Now, going into the FX, the Mustang, my new Neptune. So with the interior, as you can see right here already, that to me looks much better. It has the flat black done. It took away all the chrome, so that looks a lot better to me, at least option wise. If they gave you that, it would be so much better. And I want to say that the actual door panel itself is a darker color. I'll have to look at mine again. Let's see if I can do this without whacking doors. Yeah, I can do this without whacking doors. So let's see. No, I guess they're the same. It's just the chrome lightens it up a little bit. So you got that. You know, I do like the way that looks. I like the black package on it. Again, no sills. Why they didn't have that? Why was that a cost efficient thing? Because this car cost $10,000 more than Wasp did in 24. So I don't know what the big price hike is with these, because they took away stuff and made them more expensive. It's kind of a weird situation. Again, you got no charging pad. Hey, nothing there. And no garage door opener besides my garage door opener. So it's kind of a weird thing, and I've heard at one point they wanted to take away the dimming mirrors and stuff like that too. I'm glad they didn't, because that's still there. But nonetheless, everything that is chrome in my car, like around the steering wheel and stuff like that, all that is the black. They left the horse chrome. I don't know why. Now I know it's upside down, I got the wheels turned. So, but that is, besides that and the knobs and stuff, you know, everything is blacked out. So what do you think they were trying to do there? Another feature that this has that I turned off, that this didn't have, is IntelliSpeed. So what it does, it reads the speed limit and lowers your car down to that speed limit. So let's say you're traveling in the interstate, you're going 75 and the speedometer and the speed limit sign 60 or 65. It'll bog itself down to go to that speed. And what it tells you to do in the manual is just stomp the gas and it'll break that cycle. So that's a weird thing. I think most people would turn that off if they know it was on. So anyway, that is one of the things. And another thing, this has auto start stop. Why they put auto start stop on a manual, first thing is beyond me. Don't have it in this car. Do not have auto start stop in my car at all. This one has an option. If you put it in sports mode, you can have it turn off. So she puts it in sports mode all the time and it turns off the auto start stop. You have that option now. You have to flick it on and off. But at least with that, when you have it set as off, every time you put it in sports mode, it will turn off the auto start stop. And again, I've never understood auto start stop. I think it's kind of the dumbest thing ever. It doesn't save you gas, and it's probably wears the crap out of your starter. So, you know, people will design what they can to say, yeah, it's more fuel efficient, it's this, that, and the other, but yeah, I think it's a bunch of BS. All right, we have made our way back to the front of the car. Now, we talked about the fog light placement and stuff like that. What do y'all think about the snorkels and the white pony badge? Now, I kind of like it. I'm going to show you something. These are inserts, pretty much. If you look how far back that LED is in there, if this isn't there, it would be flushed. So these are kind of like just press-ons. You know, I don't know if it's double-sided tape or what holds it in its place, but I guess if you really wanted to have those off, you could kind of figure out a way. They have a groove in there, so I don't know if this actual front end is made for those, or is it a normal front end that they put those lights on, you know? So that's kind of that, right? And then with all these Mustangs, even the performance packs with the factory grille, if you look at the opening, okay, the air box is on the other side of this, right? The intake is and all that. They have most of the holes closed. You have just the slits in there to let air flow in. Why didn't they just have that open or screen it on the inside and have it full faced? Just like the RTRs. The RTR fits all the way through. I stick my hand in there, I could go into the air box. So like I said, that is definitely more airflow, and if you ever go to supercharge it, it definitely makes a difference on it too. So yeah, that's the front end of this car. Another thing I like that they did with this, because if you got the Night Pony package, you got the smoked lights like you do with these. I'm glad they put it on the FX also, because it adds that finishing touch to the front end. If not, they would be chrome. I don't know if Brandon's are the chrome. I think his might be the blacked out ones too, but his are aftermarket. They would come with the chrome bezels around it. So I think this adds a better look to the car itself. So like I said, I'm glad they did that, at least with that. And then they put the Night Pony package, the VIN on there where it's painted gloss versus being flat. So it kind of contrasts great with the top of the grill and then to there. And then they actually added the mirror caps. So really, if you take the white away, that's the grill that was on this car. With this is the RTR one I painted black, but it would have the same one, black roof, black things. So it not having a painted roof is okay. And the back wing, that's what makes a difference on it. You know, the black package, the Night Pony package had all the black badging, the wheels and stuff like that. This one has its own little innuendos, you know, its own little flavor to it. Coming back to this interior, I really like this interior. I like the way that it's kind of designed, and I guess it might be because of the color of the car too, but you have the teal stitching with the white, so it looks nice. If you notice, the actual seat belt is just black, where mine has a stripe down the middle. I didn't pay anything different for it, they just had the stripe in there. So you have that, and then you have the fake checkerboarded cloth pattern, you know, going in there. And like I said, it's leather, or leather, I don't know, but it follows through the whole interior of the car, and I think it adds a different flavor. It looks a lot different. You know, you go over to my car over here, and it's the same seating, it's the same car, you know, the same structure, but you know, the pattern's different. And I think just by having the pattern itself is a little different, and you know, it adds that extra little flavor to it. Another thing, you see the Mustang right there, where mine is, I believe it's chrome, the one in the other car is teal. So let's go investigate that. Nope, I lied, it is white, but as you can see, it's white with the teal surrounding of it, and it has like I know, like a texture. So you know, they have these little things, you know, that make a difference. And again, you have the black interior in here, which makes everything pop. So like I said, I really love the interior. I didn't know if I was going to like it at first with the plaid look to it, but yeah, it's kind of grown on me, and it looks pretty nice. All right, under here they did what they always do. Not too much, right? It's kind of flat black, whatever color of the paint. We did have the strut tower brace. It's over there on the floor. It's just flat black. Brandon had a older carbon fiber one that was made for this car but fit his car, so he wasn't using that because he has the whip on there now. So we went ahead and kind of grabbed that off his hands, you know. So gave me the shift ball for that car, and he's gave me the strut tower brace for this car. So he's got his little pieces in there. But I did order an anchor room plate that will go here. It's on its way, so I'm not telling you what it is and what it says and what it has on it, but y'all will see that when its time comes. And I can show you the one on my car. it will be similar to that, but it's going to be worded a little different. So we'll have to see what that is, right? But Anchor Room is the one that I gets to do these for me, and they usually come out pretty good. The color comes out close, and you know, they send you a couple proofs, and if you want to do it, they have like main plates that go here. They can do signs, they can do a lot of things. So with that being said, you know, the options are there if you want to do it. But that type of plate on this car. Now we're going to have some changes here. So I have intakes inside. There are JLTs that are going on here, and there will be open boxes, so they're going to be similar to that. It's not going to have the 1 and the 2. It's going to have each one to its own. It's going to have plastic tubing. I was thinking about maybe doing the Corsas because they have a dry carbon that would have gone there, but all it is the tubes and some clear caps. You use the same air box, which makes install pretty much easy, but you use the same air box, you change the lids, and then that's it. But it's like a $900 kit for just that little bit, where you know, you could get the any other ones for $400 to $500, right? And if you know Brandon, maybe a little less, right? But so that's going to happen too. That's why I'm trying to get this video out before I make a lot of major changes. There's going to be a catch can. It's going to be over here in this corner, same way as it used to be on my car. It goes on this side but runs over to that side. I don't know why they didn't run it over there, but whatever the case is, that's how it's going to go. But what is y'all's opinion on this? You see the water tank, the coolant tank there? I changed mine to this style over here. Nishimoto. Think that look good over there? Maybe get one, paint it the same color as the exterior, or keep it black, you know, something like that. It comes in chrome or aluminum, and it comes in black. So, you know, I was thinking about it. I'm not in a hurry to do it. Like I said, the car's got 500 miles on it right now, so this one only has 7,000 miles. So, you know, we're trying to get this car squared away, get everything that we need to get done to it, and then Pam's gonna have a good time, right? So what's your opinion on that? What do y'all think about the coolant tank? Keep it or not? I might get some grief for this, but why does Ford use 19-inch wheels on the Mustangs? I'm just curious. Is there a reason? Is it a better tire for the track? You know, a better size? Because I've always upgraded mine up to 20s. It fills in the gap when you lower it a little better. If you can see, this is monster truck status at the moment. Even if I put 20s on there, it would still be monster truck status. So that's why I'm waiting to do all the pieces parts, so that way I can get everything done and it'll look good when it comes out. But anyway, do y'all know why they use the 19s versus the 20 on the car? I want to know. Do you know? All right, so we're going to take a quick little break from the heat, and I'll just show you what I got going on in here. So today the diode dynamics came in. That is the fog lights and the side markers. So they have made their appearance, so they will be on the car at some point. Now, I've mentioned it in a video before where I've seen them just lift the car and not have to take the front fascia off to put it on. So we may try it that way. But then I've seen it where you take the whole front clip off and then do it on the floor or whatever. I've done that with my car because, you know, I did it with the supercharger and all that, and, you know, yeah, I knew how to take it on and off pretty easy. So I still know how to do it. So we'll figure that part out with that. The JLT intakes. So I got those. They're going to go on at some point. Again, like I said, they might go on this weekend. I might make a quick little video on putting those on. I don't know, because that's not going to affect the outside of the car too much. So we're going to go ahead and possibly do that. Jacking rails. Don't mind the RTR stuff. That is Brandon's stuff that have been sitting here for, oh, I don't know, 3 months now. That and a coolant tank that he got from B&P that have been just sitting here in this corner. my stuff ain't gonna sit that long. But anyway, y'all need to get on Brandon, tell him and start putting stuff on his car. The jacking rails. Now, I'm probably just gonna throw those on. I'm not gonna make a video of that. It takes total 5 minutes to install. It takes you 30 minutes to do the video because you're trying to explain everything. I did do it on Wasp, so you can go look back at that if that interests you. Same jacking rails, same way to do it. Camber plates. Got the camber plates right here, and what they're for when you do your suspension. These cars do not have camber to them. They won't let you adjust the camber side to side. So you buy the camber plates, put them under on top of your shock. You replace the tower cap and then put that on top of it, and then that way you have side to side motion. So it'll give you, you know, you can adjust it more straight, a little more crooked. It'll give you more of an option of what you could do with it. Again, if you don't get some type of camber bolt or camber plate for your car, you can't do that adjustment. So it's a little pricey, but if you're going to track it or want to do some adjustments on your car for the track, it makes sense. If you want your wheels to be more straight or have more of a pitch, you can get these and that'll help you with that. Under that is the stop the hop kit. So I got the stop the hop kit just for the fact that I needed to get the alignment plugs when I lower it and the bushings. That came with this kit. So I went ahead, paid a little extra, got the stop the hop kit. So now the rear will be a little bit more planted with the car being lowered and the suspension done like that. It'll give it more of a planted feel. So that is what is going on in this corner. That's what I have for the car. And again, I always try to do suspension right, just for the fact that, you know, you could be rolling and doing stuff with it. You want it to be done right. Now, the difference between the two cars, mine has the sway bars on it. The new car is not going to have the sway bars. Now, when I got my car, I intentionally built it for being able to do multi things, right? Do a track day, do straight line racing, you know, do whatever I need to do with it, right? So that's how Wasp is being built. This car isn't being built that way. I don't see my wife going down to the track. I don't see her, you know, doing that. And these cars are kind of expensive, so you don't want to jack them up more than you have to, right? So either way, will it never be on a track? You never know. Will it be doing on a course? Never know. Might get it on one of those charity laps, right? And just go out there and have a good day with it. We don't know, but we're setting it up that way. And again, we didn't do the sway bars with it because I don't think it's necessary. Maybe we'll do a rear sway bar if anything, but she doesn't need a front one. All right, and just in case y'all don't recall the RTRs, these are the RTRs that are gonna go on her car. They're black with the silver on there. So again, these are just wheels I have and tires that I own that I could put on there as a time being to have a different look. Preserve those white wheels. They might be worth something one day. Why damage them? I don't like them that much. So we'll pack them away and do what we need to do with those. I'm not going to sell them. I'm going to keep them. I have these and I have my Belgians in the other room, in the outside tool sheds, you know, but I kind of like those to swap back and forth on my car. And then like it's summertime now, I got the meats out there too, the stickies. So you don't know if those are ever going to go on here. But just for reference, this is what I think is going to go on there now. I think they're going to look really good. Give it a different aspect. They're 20s, they're 305s in the rear, 385s in the front. So it'll definitely do the look that I'm looking for. So guys, what do you think? You got Neptune, you got Wasp Air. Two different cars, two different scenarios, same aspects, things taken away as the newer cars come in and cost more. The color is beautiful though. Like I said, the camera does not pick it up correctly. It makes it more of a blue than a teal, but the color on it is astonishing. I definitely love the color on that car. Nothing to take away from Wasp though, because Wasp, the way I have her set up, she's looking pretty tight herself. But with that being said, what do you think? I'm still waiting to get those windows tinted, so if my boy is watching, hit me up, because we gotta get that squared away, man. And if not, you can't do it, I'll get someone else to do it. You know, it kind of rolls that way sometimes. So get with me, Steve. Let's get it done. You do all my cars, let's get this one done too. And then that would be probably the end of this video, because I've gone over the wheels, I've gone over the suspension, I've gone over what's in the interior, what they've changed. So hopefully that gives you kind of an informative way of looking at it. And you know, I'm tickled to death to have this car. I'm glad that I've been blessed with the option to be able to do that for my wife. And again, we have Storm right over there. She's not far away. So, and like I said, it gives us a new project for the channel. It gives us a way of doing different things. We don't have to go with the supercharger this time. Maybe we'll just go full bolt-on. At the time I got this car, you couldn't tune. Now you can tune. Who's a good tuner? Who did y'all want to use as a tuner? You got your normals, the Lunds, the Palm Beaches, you know, stuff like that. But who do y'all use? Do you have a special guy that does tuning for your car? Either way. So with that being said, I hope y'all have a great holiday that is coming up. I won't have anything out again before. This may come out tomorrow, which would be Wednesday, depending how long I have to do some editing. But I don't do major editing, as everybody knows, so it may be able to come out pretty quick. And with my new internet setup, it is super fast, so I can upload 4K quicker than light right now. So we'll go ahead and play with this a little more. But anyway, Neptune, Wasp, Joel, signing off. I hope y'all have a great holiday, and we'll catch you on the next video.